Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have probably one of the craziest, randomest stories we've ever actually seen so far when it comes to PlayStation scalpers, and basically these people trying their best to go get these consoles, where it does seem like there is a literal Target store that was set on fire after dealing with PlayStation 5 scalpers. Now, this is a little bit of a crazy story, so we're going to go into this because we have the news reports, we have like the attestments and everything else, but with this, it's crazy because, number one, I thought that kind of scalping has been kind of quieting down quite a bit, as we've kind of seen a lot more PlayStation consoles and all of that, well, becoming more normalized and becoming more I don't know, just easy to go buy if you just go up on Amazon or PlayStation Direct or whatever. But part two is the fact of what on earth is going on with these scalpers and scalpers in mind. Good golly, let's just talk about this because this is probably one of the weirder stories I've seen. And also, it's weird because I probably would have expected this. Well, I don't really expect Targets going and ending up on fire very often, but maybe around like a year or two ago where these price points were very, very high. But as of now, you're not really making that much money off of every single console. So let's go talk about the fact that PlayStation 5 scalpers have now literally let their, well, Target stores get lit of flames over what they're trying to go and do. As well, give me your thoughts and comments down below. Subscribe if you guys are new, pop on those notifications, Twitter and Twitch stream down below to follow. Of course, Target, Howl, and Amazon links down below, and let's dive into the video. So very first and foremost, I want to show you guys this story, because I want to just go and talk about this. So if you guys know, scalpers, obviously if you try to steal stuff or try to get things in general, basically people, well, will try to go and steal things. We've seen a lot of news articles where folks, either employees or just general scalpers or whatever, might message you up on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, whatever it might be, to go meet up with you. And we've seen a lot of folks attempt to go and steal and basically rob folks from their Xboxes or consoles or GPUs, mainly because they're very easy to resell. But we've also been seeing retailers get hit. We saw a lot of these big retailers like Target and Walmart basically get spent with billions of dollars. Yes, billions of dollars of people basically trying to go and steal stuff from their stores. And now this is another thing that happened over here where these are PlayStation 5 scalpers have now tried to steal from Target, and instead of being caught, they tried to go and basically set this store on fire. Let's just talk about this. So basically, Target store fire reportedly set as a diversion for theft. Now, we've had a few folks actually go and chime on and state that these local Target stores actually were also in regards to PlayStation 5 scalpers. So first and foremost, we had someone over here from my Twitch chat, Referee, who was on top of us and actually let me know about this story before too as well while we're covering this, saying, so my Target Digital, the PlayStation 5 is getting canceled. A group of thieves came in yesterday to my super Target next to me. They set off a box of fireworks in the clothing department and then started a fire. The sprinklers came on and then destroyed all of the merch in the store too as well. And what they basically went and said with this one is that when they had this stock, apparently this was potentially PlayStation 5 scalpers over here that were basically trying to go and set and rob some stuff as they were trying to go and steal things, basically trying to go steal stuff from the electronic section and basically go make money from all of this, at least from what I understand over here. So from this Target store, fire reportedly set as a diversion for theft. A fire inside a Target store in Countyside Marketplace was apparently set as a diversion for theft, police said. Police and firefighters responded about 7:30 a.m. on Sunday to the store, which has recently opened for business, according to Menifee PD. Store employees in the sprinkler system quickly extinguished the fire, which burned some clothes in the men's department. Witnesses reported hearing an explosion in the area, so I think that's literally from like the fireworks statement over there, followed by the fire, which would also make sense too if you light off fireworks in inside. That probably means that you obviously get fire from either lighting them or the explosion, the nice like embers and such, or as well some fireworks are literally just little bits of fire being spread out. Think like a sprinkler, can literally go catch on fire. And then if you're obviously in the clothing department itself, as you're trying to go and have this diversion for trying to steal stuff, which to my knowledge, I think they were trying to go and literally steal things from PlayStation 5s. Like they were quite literally in like the tech area, or at least from what I'm assuming, and then trying their best to go take any of the electronics, because those probably are one of the easiest things in mass to go and steal. So think like video games, think video game consoles, etc., and we can kind of go from there. But as well, that also does go and affect other stock, because don't forget, just even with theft alone, or maybe they're trying to steal like a TV, a couch, or whatever it might be, if you also go and have a literal fire inside of a store, especially because I think this is a brand new store, because as they mentioned, they just recently opened for business. If you have these sprinkler systems, Obviously, it's throughout the entire location because you can't really pinpoint exactly where the fire might be. So that's also ruining everything, such as the clothing, which obviously was bad enough if there was literally like they literally say in the article, burned some clothes in the men's department. Now, if this is like a little small baby thing, like nothing's getting burned, it'll get taken care of really quickly. Bro, if you go and you have a literal fire inside a Target, number one, the water is going to destroy everything. So think like TVs in the tech area, video games, consoles potentially, although some of them are either in the back or behind glass, but we have been seeing a lot more of them showing up in glass as well. Or on top of that, too, think about like the display laptops, display phones, and everything else in that area. Or think also furniture, because there's also furniture in other subsections of these big retailer spots, or everything. Like there is so much that can be ruined, number one, which is water everywhere, and number two, with literal fire, let alone it being scary for the employees and other people inside the store locations. So, as we mentioned, witnesses reported hearing an explosion in the area, which for our like citation over here is probably from the fireworks, followed by the fire. An investigation and check of the store video system indicates that a suspect set off fireworks, apparently as a diversion to steal items from the electronic department, which I want to mention too as well. From my understanding, I think this was a bunch of PlayStation 5 and Xbox consoles. They're basically trying their best to go and like it would. I guess I don't want to say it makes sense, but if you're trying to go think of like a Ocean's 11 type heist where they have a whiteboard and they're trying to go plan this all out, like you could have someone else show up. They place down a bunch of fireworks for whatever reason, light them off on fire. So, well, obviously they're on fire. And then you hear the explosions, people, employees, and everyone wants to go check that on out. They're focused on that because they don't want to, have to deal with anything else that's worse. Or they don't want to deal with a fire. Like if there's literally a fire, most people in the store, employees and normal folks, are probably instructed just to get out and leave and just yoink out of here. Like that just seems like this want to be out, this would be out. So for that, they have all that focus over there in the clothing section, which is obviously not the same as the electronics section. And then if someone is in the electronic section, maybe they're already in motion of asking an employee for help to open up like the glass cases. And then in the middle of a fire, they're like, oh, we got to get out of here, which would also leave like the glass cases unlocked. Or as well, if they're just on the shelves, we've kind of been seeing differences in reports. Some are just on shelves open, some are behind glass, some are in the back room. It kind of just depends. But don't forget too, once again, you have all the electronics, you have like the phones, you have the laptops, you have the TVs or whatever. TVs are probably too expensive, probably not worth reselling, but something like a phone, if you can go and take like 5 different phones, 10 different phones, that could be an easy, like maybe like $8,000. I mean, $1,000, whatever it might be. You're probably gonna lose a bit of money on the resale. Or things like consoles, which resell really quick. If you go and somehow have like a shopping cart, or you just grab like 1 or 2 and kind of dipped out. Now, would I want to light a literal Target store on fire to go and steal a PlayStation 5 console? I don't think about that. I don't think that's really like probably worth it for just $500 or so, just the resale. But if you do that in combination of a few other different things, or as well, if it's kind of almost like a planned heist, you could maybe make some okay money off of it. So the suspect, who remains at large, is described as a Hispanic male in his 30s. He was wearing a mask. Firefighters cleaned up a scene about 30 minutes before, but reported also heavy water damage. So once again, this is like kind of crazy because it does, like, from all the reports we've seen, just because the stock I think was missing from what I'm assuming off this one, is that basically since the PlayStation stock was gone, I think that's what they were trying to go and steal. And of course, as I mentioned, those are really easy to resell: phones, laptops, consoles, the GPUs. Those are some of the easiest things to resell at pawn shops, on Facebook, on Target, not Target, on Craigslist, on Amazon or whatever, mainly because people are buying them still, or if they can somehow sell them for $450, I could bet a lot of folks, even someone watching this video, would spend $450 on a brand new PlayStation or a bundle. And don't forget the bundles are also worth more money. So this is crazy that we're seeing now that some scalpers are going this far. Now this could have just maybe been more planned theft, but it was still technically, I believe, a PlayStation scalper and all these folks trying to just make money off of Target. And it kind of stinks too, because this means that Target, I mean, I don't really care. Target makes a lot of money regardless, and they have like insurance and theft protection against this either way. But man, imagine getting a job at Walmart or at Target, and this is the first thing that happens on your first few weeks of working there, where your literal store is almost burned down. There's theft everywhere, and you just don't know what's going on at the end of the day. It's kind of crazy. And once again, I don't even think consoles are really worth that much. So the fact that there's any consoles stolen at the end of the day, it just doesn't seem really worth it, It just doesn't seem like that good of a kind of a thing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, give me your thoughts and comments because this is crazy. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well. Make sure you guys check out the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. We have the Target links down below. We have the Amazon links down below. We have everything else all down below, the how links too. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place.